Hello friends, welcome back to our channel B2C Beginner to Champion for Competitive Exams. In this video, we will discuss the weekly current affairs of November 2nd week part 1. First is the international current affair, and the news is Joseph Biden wins US presidential elections. Joseph Robinette Biden Jr. has defeated Donald Trump to become the 46th US president. Biden becomes the oldest president-elect in US history and the first to oust a sitting commander-in-chief after one term since Bill Clinton defeated George H.W. Bush in 1992. California selector Kamala Harris has been elected as to become the first Black and Indian American woman to serve as vice president. Next international current affair is China launches world's first 6G experiment satellite. China has sent into space world's first 6G experiment satellite along with 10 commercial remote sensing satellites developed by Argentinian company Radiology. This was 351st rocket of China's Long March series. The capital of China is Beijing and currency of China is renminbi. Chinese president is Xi Jinping. With that, we come to the conclusion of international current affair and we move on to national affairs. And the first national affair is Prime Minister Narendra Modi has renamed the shipping ministry. The shipping ministry has been expanded and renamed as Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways. This information was given by Prime Minister on 8th November 2020 during the launch of RoPax terminal at Hazarea and flagging off of RoPax ferry service between Hazarea and Gohoka in Gujarat. Point to be noted here is Union Minister for State of Shipping is Mansukh L. Mandavia. Next national affair is FASTag has been made mandatory for all four-wheelers from January 1st, 2021. The Union Ministry for Road Transport and Highways (MoRTH) has issued a notification that FASTags will become mandatory for all four-wheelers including old vehicles from January 1st, 2021. Government has amended the Central Motor Vehicle Rules 1989 to make FASTag mandatory for registration of new four-wheelers including for those sold before 1st December 2017. Point to be noted here is Minister of Road Transport and Highways is Nitin Gadkari. Next is first solar-based water supply project of India has been launched in Arunachal Pradesh. Integrated Multi-Village Water Supply Project IMVWSP has been launched by Union Minister for Jal Shakti Gajendra Singh Shekhawat in Arunachal Pradesh. The project was commissioned at a cost of 28.50 crore. Chief Minister of Arunachal Pradesh is Pema Khandu and Governor of Arunachal Pradesh is B.D. Mishra. Next, Government of India under a regulation has brought digital and online media under the government control. Digital and online media has been brought under the purview of Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. Currently, there is no law or autonomous body governing the digital content. Second schedule of the Government of India Allocation of Business Rules 1961 has been amended to include the following entries: films and audiovisual programs, news and current affair content, and also has been included in the schedule. Union Minister for Information and Broadcasting is Prakash Javadekar. And with that, we come to the conclusion of national affairs and we move on to state affairs. The first one is the Parque Tiger Reserve provides COVID-19 insurance to green soldiers. The Parque Tiger Reserve (PTR) in Arunachal Pradesh has become the first in the 8th state northeast to provide insurance cover against COVID-19 for green soldiers. green hornbill is the state bird of Arunachal Pradesh and it is vulnerable under the IUCN Red List. Point to be noted here is Chief Minister of Arunachal Pradesh is Pema Khandu and Governor is B.D. Mishra. Kerala launches Parivarthanam scheme for better livelihood of fishermen flock. The government of Kerala has launched pioneering eco-sustainable program called Parivarthanam to improve the livelihood of fishing community. The project is headed by Kerala State Coastal Area Development Corporation. Point to be noted here is Chief Minister of Kerala is Pinarayi Vijayan and Governor is Arif Muhammad Khan. Next is country's longest motorable single-lane bridge inaugurated in Uttarakhand. India's longest single-lane motorable suspension bridge has been inaugurated in Tehri Garhwal district of Uttarakhand. The Dobra Chanti Jhula bridge was inaugurated by Chief Minister Trivendra Singh Rawat. Uttarakhand Chief Minister is Trivendra Singh Rawat and Governor of Uttarakhand is Baby Rani Maurya. Next is Hornbill Festival of Nagaland to be celebrated virtually. Nagaland government has decided to celebrate the Hornbill Festival virtually this year amidst the surge in COVID-19 cases in the country. The festival is also called the Festival of Festivals. Chief Minister of Nagaland is Nifu Roy and Governor of Nagaland is R.N. Ravi. From state news, we move on to appointments, and the first appointment is Indian diplomat Vidya Maitra elected to the UN Advisory Committee. Indian diplomat Vidya Maitra has been elected to the UN's Advisory Committee on Administrative and Budgetary Questions. United Nations headquarters is in USA, and the Secretary General of United Nations is Antonio Guterres. Next appointment is former Chief Secretary M.M. Kutty to be chairperson of CAQM. Former Chief Secretary of Delhi M.M. Kutty was appointed as a chairperson of Commission of Air Quality Management in National Capital Region and adjoining areas. The panel will comprise of Union Ministers Piyush Goyal, Nitin Gadkari, Harsha Vardhan and Cabinet Secretary Rajiv Gauba. The committee also include Arvind Kumar Nautiyala as Joint Secretary and Commission's full-time member. Next is Indian Oil Corporation Director A.K. Singh to head Petronet LNG. Indian Oil Corporation Director Pipelines Akshay Kumar Singh will be the new Managing Director and Chief Executive of the country's biggest gas importer Petronet LNG Limited. The IOC chairperson is Srikanth Madhav Vidya and IOC headquarters is in New Delhi. IOC was founded in 30 June 1959. From appointments, we move on to defense news. The first defense news is Union Minister of Defense Rajnath Singh unveils model of anti-satellite missile at DRDO Bhavan. The model of anti-satellite ASAT missile installed inside DRDO Bhavan was unveiled by Union Minister of Defense Rajnath Singh. Mission Shakti was the country's first ever anti-satellite ASAT missile test successfully conducted on 27th March 2019 from Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Island in Odisha. DRDO chairman is Dr. G. Satish Reddy and headquarters is in New Delhi. Ex-SPG officer Shashidharan Kalingil has penned a novel named Rasati, The Other Side of Transgender. Next is the launch of book titled Your Best Day Is Today by Anupam Kher. In the book, the famous actor Anupam Kher shares his experience during the countrywide lockdown imposed to curb the coronavirus. Next, we move on to banking and finance. The only news here is RBI, Reserve Bank of India, to evaluate impact of RBI Kehta Hai campaign. The RBI will evaluate the impact of multimedia public awareness campaign RBI Kehta Hai. The governor of RBI is Shaktikanta Das and deputy governors of RBI is VP Kanova, MD Patra, MK Jain and Rajeshwar Rao. Headquarters of RBI is in Mumbai, Maharashtra. Next is agreements and MOUs. India and Maldives signed 4 agreements. Grant of $100 million US by India, which is part of the $500 million package for Greater Mali Connectivity Project. Setting up of plant and soil testing laboratory at a cost of 1.71 million Maldivian rupiahs. Establishment of drug detox facility for 7.7 million Maldivian rupiahs, and an agreement for increase in cooperation in the field of sports and youth affairs was signed during the visit of Foreign Secretary Harshavardhana Shringla to Maldives. The 2-day visit in the 2-day visit of Dr. Shringla's visit to Indian Ocean Archipelago. President of Maldives Ibrahim Mohammed Soli, and capital of Maldives is Mali. Currency of Maldives is Maldivian rupiah. Next is inauguration of Australia-India Water Centre virtually. Australia-India Water Centre has been inaugurated in virtual event to promote water-related research, teaching and training between the two countries. The Water Centre is led by IIT Guwahati from the Indian side and University of Western Sydney from Australian side. The agreement will bring collaboration in capacity building, technology transfer, focus on water security, river health and safe drinking water, etc. The Prime Minister of Australia is Scott Morrison and the currency of Australia is Australian dollar. Capital of Australia is Canberra. Next, we move on to science and technology, and the only news here is Indian astronomers collaborate with the 2020 Nobel Physics laureate. The Indian astronomers has collaborated with the 2020 Nobel Physics Nobel laureate Professor Andrea Ghez for the design of back-end instruments and possible science prospect of the 30-meter telescope project. And we move on to award section, and the only award is Ruskin Bond conferred with Tata Literature Lifetime Achievement Award. Ruskin Bond, one of India's most cherished authors, was conferred Tata Literature Lifetime Achievement Award 2020. He has substantial body of work, close to 100 books across all genres for children and adults. Next is summits and conferences. PM Modi leads Indian delegation at 20th SCO Council of Heads of State Summit. 20th Summit of Shanghai Cooperation Organization Council of Heads of State was held on November 10, 2020 in video conference format. The meeting was chaired by Russian President Vladimir Putin. Prime Minister Narendra Modi led Indian delegation. The headquarters of Shanghai Cooperation Organization is Beijing, China, and the member countries are China, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Russia, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, India, and Pakistan. The Secretary General of SCO is Vladimir Norov. Next is a miscellaneous session, and the only news here is National Green Tribunal has imposed a total ban on the use of firecrackers in Delhi NCR region from 9th November to 30th November. Next is Vidya Balan's short film Nagaland eligible for Oscar nomination. Nagaland won the top prize in the third edition of Best of India Short Film Festival 2020. By winning the festival, film has been become eligible for 2020 Oscar qualification. The film has been directed by Shan Vyas and co-produced by Roni Srivala and Vidya Balan. Next is Atal Innovation Mission and Sirius jointly launched AIM Sirius Innovation Program 3.0. The Atal Innovation Mission, a flagship initiative by Niti Aayog, Russian and the Russian Sirius Scientific Research in Unique Terrestrial Station, has jointly launched AIM Sirius Innovation Program 3.0. The AIM Sirius Innovation Program 3.0 is a 14-day virtual program for Indian and Russian school children. The first Indo-Russian bilateral youth innovation initiative which seeks to develop technological solutions, both web-based and mobile-based, for the two countries. Next is West Indies great Michael Holding appointed at MCC's foundation patron. Former West Indies fast bowler Michael Holding has been appointed as the new patron of Marylebone Cricket Club MCC Foundation. Director of Marylebone Foundation is Sarah Fain, and MCC Foundation was founded in 1993. Next is Karkhani Sanchivari, only Indian entry at Tokyo Film Festival. The Marathi film Karkhani Sanchivari, Ashes on a Road Trip. The 149-minute film tells the story of Karkhanis, the last joint family of Pune. The movie was directed by Mangesh Joshi and it has become the only entry in Tokyo Film Festival from India. Next news is Azim Premji tops Elgive Huron India Philanthropy List 2020. The founder and chairman of Wipro Limited, Azim Premji, has topped the Elgive Huron India Philanthropy List 2020. The 75-year-old made the highest contribution of Rs 7,904 crore between April 2019 and March 2020 towards philanthropy causes. Next is Nepal President releases special anthology on Mahatma Gandhi. Nepal President Bindya Devi Bandari has released special pictorial anthology on Mahatma Gandhi to mark the 151st birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi. This anthology is written in Nepali language. Points to be noted here is Prime Minister of Nepal is KP Sharma Oli and President of Nepal is Bindya Devi Bandari. Capital of Nepal is Kathmandu and currency is Nepalese rupee. From there, we move on to sports section. First is Russian Daniil Medvedev wins Paris Masters 2020. The Russian Daniil Medvedev has won Paris Masters 2020 title in tennis when he beat Alexander Zverev in Paris. He became the fourth Russian to capture the Rolex Paris Masters title. Next is Mumbai Indians wins IPL 2020 trophy. The Mumbai Indians defeated Delhi Capitals in the final of Dream 11 Indian Premier League 2020 to lift the fifth IPL trophy. The Kings 11 Punjab skipper KL Rahul backs the orange cap. The game changer of the season is KL Rahul. Delhi Capitals Kasigo Rabada wins purple cap. And emerging player of the season is Devdutt Padikkal, RCB. And Rajasthan Royals speedfaster Jofra Archer emerges as the most valuable player. We move on to important days, and the last section here is the important days. And the first one here is International Day of Radiology, observed on 8th November. This day is celebrated to promote the awareness of the value of that radiology contributes to safe patient care and improving the public understanding of vital role of radiologists and radiographers in healthcare. The motto of International Day of Radiology 2020 is Radiologists and Radiographers Supporting Patients During COVID-19. Next news is National Legal Services Day, observed on 9th November. In India, 9th November is celebrated as National Legal Services Day every year by all legal service authorities to commemorate the enactment of Legal Services Act 1987. The day is celebrated to make people aware of various provisions under the Legal Services Authority Act and the right of the litigants. The World Science Day for Peace and Development is celebrated every year on 10th November. This day is being celebrated to highlight the important role the science play in the society and the need to enact wider public in debates on emerging scientific issues. Director General of UNESCO is Audrey Azoulay. The formation day of UNESCO is 4th November 1946 and the UNESCO headquarters is in Paris, France. Next is National Education Day, celebrated on 11th November. In India, National Education Day or Rashtriya Shiksha Divas is celebrated on 11th November every year. This day is being celebrated to commemorate the birth anniversary of Maulana Abdul Kalam Azad, the first Education Minister of independent India. And with this, we come to the conclusion of this session of Current Affairs. Stay tuned for our next session. We'll update you shortly. Thank you, friends.
If you enjoyed this video, please do like and share. Subscribe to this channel to receive expert tips and guidance for clearing various placement exams and press the bell icon to receive instant notifications.